Vast and austere, this remote section of the national seashore in Provincetown, the lonely setting for a grisly crime scene. The body of a woman found July 26, 1974. Her hands cut off and a number of teeth pulled to make identification difficult. The naked body laid out, stomach down, as though sunbathing, her nearly severed head lying on a neatly folded pair of Wrangler jeans.
The brutalness of the crime indicates that, it was a savage murder. Whoever did this had to really hate this woman.
Provincetown Police Chief at the time, Jim Meads, and his staff were convinced the Lady of the Dunes, as she came to be known, was not the victim of a random act of violence.
This person set this body up to taunt the police, if you will.
No efforts were spared in trying to identify the dead woman.
You don't have a daughter by that name?
Old-fashioned detective work by the Provincetown Police.
Okay, sir, thank you for your time.
And cutting-edge technology at the State Police Lab. In fact, the Lady of the Dunes was exhumed 3 times over the years as testing technologies improved, including DNA analysis by the FBI. Nothing worked. Nothing, that is, until recently.
When we saw the bones and we extracted the DNA from them, we knew exactly why others were not able to build a DNA profile on all the previous attempts that were made.
Kristen and David Middleman are the founders of Othram, the world's first private DNA laboratory specifically designed to solve crimes. Othram, based in Woodlands, Texas, has developed special techniques to work with crime scene DNA, which is often degraded, contaminated, or limited to trace amounts. And that is why the FBI came knocking.
They did tell us that this was a case where no one could extract DNA from the bones. They just wanted to see if we could possibly figure it out.
A few weeks later, Othram had a DNA profile. The FBI then matched it against publicly available genealogy databases. After almost 50 years, the Lady of the Dunes had a name: Ruth Marie Terry.
Is there an emotional component to this? Obviously, there's a very clinical, very scientific component to it. Is there an emotional component for you that you've done something amazing?
Yeah, 100%. I was always in medicine before. A lot of us here we were always helping people with our knowledge and our science, but never did I feel like I was making impact like I am now.
Meanwhile, out in Provincetown, questions mount about the man Ruth Marie Terry married just months before her murder, Guy Rockwell Moldavin. David Chick is a local artist and designer who has gone down a rabbit hole of research on Moldavin.
He seemed like a very charismatic person. He would draw people to him and marry these people, and then you'd never hear from him again.
Moldavin's most notorious brush with the law, the discovery of human remains in the septic tank of his Seattle home in 1960. His second wife and stepdaughter had gone missing. Police were never able to positively identify the bodies, and Moldavin was never charged.
Oh, he was a piece of work. This guy was a real charmer.
The late true crime writer Ann Rule included a chapter on this Moldavin story in her 2007 book, Smoke, Mirrors, and Murder. She also happens to mention he married a woman named Terry in 1974.
Now, Moldavin has emerged as the prime suspect in the 1950 double murder of a young couple in Eureka, California.
The victims worked at a restaurant owned by Moldavin's first wife's family. One of the naked bodies found atop a pile of neatly folded clothes, much like the Lady of the Dunes.
And that seems like a dead giveaway, that would have been his trademark, to have folded up the clothes and leave them there.
Later, Moldavin would publish an absurdist cookbook, and in the 80s, he remade himself as a radio talk show host in California.
One of the subjects that he was profiled saying, quote, "Has murder become habit?" For him, maybe,
Kristen Middleman tells us the prior DNA testing in the Lady of the Dunes case made identifying her harder. That's because every time a test is performed, it consumes DNA. What's more, the body was preserved in formaldehyde, which makes getting a DNA profile all the more difficult.